Guy. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna talk about that.
Big.
I'm not gonna be playing in the Friday Four Nights at all.
Or I'm gonna box.
I'm not gonna be playing in the upcoming Friday Four Nights. Hope turn is good. Turn is fine. Turn is good.
This is sick, dude.
Turn is good, man. Final
Yo,
statement. Yeah,
no?
I like the blue. I hate the red. I posted a statement, but Banks isn't wrong. Well, Banks shouldn't be getting blamed for stuff that he didn't deal with. Have to. Does that make sense? Banks shouldn't be getting blamed for stuff he had no control over. There you go. There you go.
Okay, what do you think about...
Turn is not wrong, though. About a lot.
I know what I like.
Can't talk about anything because it's against my contract, but I posted a statement on Twitter. Make sure you guys check it out.
I don't know if you guys heard it, but he kind of said it under his breath. Tfue is not wrong about a lot. So to me, it definitely seems like Cloakzy is siding with Tfue here. But also, he did say Banks is not wrong, but then clarified it and said he should not be getting blamed for what he doesn't have control of. Take a careful listen here, guys. Cloakzy corrects himself.
Banks isn't wrong. Well, Banks shouldn't be getting blamed for stuff that he didn't deal with. Have to. Does that make sense? Banks should be getting blamed for stuff he had no control over. There you go. There you go.
So the more I think about this and the more research I've done, it kind of does seem like Banks doesn't really know what went on behind the scenes or wasn't really involved with this contract situation with Tfue. And because he didn't know anything about that, he didn't know this lawsuit was coming, and it all hit him at once, and he kind of just felt heartbroken, which is fair, you know. I would too if one of my friends, my very, very close ones, did something like this to me. I would be devastated. So you can't blame him in that regard. He's a good guy. He's just acting on his emotions, and I think he needs to realize that this isn't a drama show. It's a lawsuit, man. They're going to court for millions of dollars, and it's his company that's involved, and he needs to figure out what the hell has been going on. Because as mentioned at the beginning of the video, there is a chance that FaZe is in major trouble, and they could even be shut down. And I got this information from Devin Nash. It's his perspective. He is the former CEO of CLG Gaming, a massive organization that he sold to Madison Square Garden, and also former regional manager for Team Dignitas, which is another huge brand. So he has a ton of knowledge in esports. So this all came to my attention when I saw this Reddit clip. Ex-CLG CEO comments on the FaZe/Tfue situation. So I clicked on it, and this is what he had to say. Roll it.
Or when you said 90% chance that it ends FaZe, it's 100% now. If it goes to court, it's 100%. That's FaZe is over. There's no way that FaZe stays in business after this. This is just, it's already at the Labor Commission. There's no way. It'll take time, but FaZe will shut down. Mark my words. You can clip it, you can put it whatever. FaZe will shut down as an esports team as a result of this. There is absolutely no chance that I am wrong. You can post the crabs, you can play the music, do whatever you want to do. FaZe will shut down, as I am telling you right now. FaZe will shut down as a result of this. There is no doubt.
Wow, yeah, so he seemed very confident in this, and I was like, whoa, what the heck, why is this? So I opened up his stream, luckily he was live, I sent him a hefty message, and I was like, hey man, I run a YouTube channel, can you elaborate more on this, because I'm sure there's context behind it, so we can all understand why FaZe can potentially shut down. And what he told me made a lot of sense, so be sure to pay attention to every single word he says, guys. Let's roll it.
Yeah, okay, so my position is this, basically, right? There are essentially two issues at play, okay? There's the issue of the actual formal complaint that has been submitted via the court system, right? And then there's the issue of the labor complaint, right? The actual complaint that's been sent into the Labor Commission regarding the issue. And so when I say that FaZe has a pretty good chance of shutting down, what I'm saying that is in regards to the actual complaint of the Labor Commission, right? That if you actually read the statement, there's been a lot of different complaints that have come out that say, like, okay, the claims that FaZe has signed an 11-year-old gamer, claims that there is permanent injury caused by a skateboarding accident that Tfue was apparently pressured to do. So when we're talking about like this, right, we're talking about a couple of different issues here. The first issue is the actual court case that's being submitted, right? And who knows what'll happen on that? Maybe it's a settlement. Maybe it's like Tfue gets out of his contract. That is like remains to be seen. But the Friedman thing, that like the Friedman, the lawyer, this guy is trying to get something fundamentally changed in esports, right? He's running this suit on the platform of contesting the idea of exclusivity in esports, and he's contesting the idea of regulation and oversight in esports. So what the lawyer is trying to accomplish to get through Tfues is trying to change some of the ways that esports currently runs, which is like gaming houses, like underage drinking, and all this stuff not being regulated.
I just want to interrupt him real quick, guys. Don't worry, we'll jump back into what he was explaining. I want to let you guys know how powerful Tfues' lawyer actually is. Like, this guy is a huge baller. This was posted on Reddit as well. It got a lot of traction. Tfues' lawyer for the last 12 years has been named as one of the top 100 power lawyers and has been recognized as a Southern California super lawyer for 12 years, which is reserved for the top 5% of lawyers in Southern California. Okay, so if that doesn't sound scary, I don't know what does, guys. Like, this is a serious lawsuit. And I don't know if Devin is 100% right, but he made it seem like this lawyer is coming for blood. Like, I don't know, man. I'd be a little bit worried after reading that. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, but let's jump back into what Devin was saying about FaZe and why they could be in serious trouble. Roll it.
So that stuff, who knows what'll happen with that, but the more important part of this issue, and I feel like the issue that no one's really talking about, is the issue of the Labor Commission complaint. That has enormous implications, right? Because the Labor Commission, now that they've received that complaint, is required to go in and look into this issue. And what they're going to find is they're going to be able to substantiate a lot of these claims where it's like there was a skateboarding accident, right? We can go up to YouTube and we can see that there was a skateboard accident with Tfues. It's the first thing that shows up, and it's like him with like a bloody arm and stuff like that, right? So did he do this as an employee of FaZe Gaming? Was there liability waivers? Was there workman's compensation? Like the Labor Commission is obligated to look into all this stuff, and they're also going to look into the issue of like the signing 11-year-old gamer High Sky, right? Like, what's the deal with that? All of these things are going to be looked into, and any of these one issues could result in FaZe Clan getting fined, could result in them being shut down, because the Labor Commission doesn't really care about esports or gaming or anything like that. They just care that California law is being enforced in a good way, right? So if anything actually gets substantiated from the claim, the reason I said that there's pretty much a 100% chance that FaZe gets shut down is if these claims get substantiated. These are claims these are illegal things. You can't do this stuff in the state of California. You can't sign people to business contracts that are under the age of 18. You can't forcibly put your employees into the path of injury without incredible waivers, and maybe not at all. These all have really enormous implications on what could happen to FaZe if they are operating a business illegally. So I'm referring to, when I refer to the Labor Commission, I'm referring to how the Labor Commission is going to respond to this issue. My official stance on this subject is I'm not 100% sure that FaZe gets shut down. It depends a lot on the government response, but there are a lot of really important implications of this case, right? Banks could go to jail for some of the things that he has done if he is substantiated, and these allegations against him are legitimate. The FaZe Clan as a whole could shut down in the state of California and be forced to move states, or be prevented from doing any business in California going forward. And furthermore, FaZe itself could be shut down on that basis as well in the state of California, or at the very least, they could pay very significant fines and be in a whole heap of trouble. And the way that Banks has come out and said this drama stuff and tried to like make it about the fans and stuff ignores the enormous implications that this has on business and esports in the future. And that's why I'm so concerned about it, and why I think it's such a big issue and why I've been covering it for so long, because I think this is one of the most substantial issues in esports ever, right? If the Labor Commission rules some of this stuff actually happened and then punishes FaZe for that, then things like gaming houses will disappear. Things like the culture of esports will disappear overnight as other teams kind of scramble out of the way from the sort of fallout effect that the Labor Commission has on that issue. So that would be my kind of like take on that issue and that explanation. And you can use any of that you want. Anything that you want to use or anything that you like want to clip in that is like totally fine.
Very, very interesting. Devin seems to have a strong perspective on all of this, and there is no reason to throw his opinion / perspective out the window, because it's not like he's a nobody. This guy has a major experience in esports. He was the CEO of a $1 million esports organization with millions and millions of followers, who has championships and multiple titles. He knows the risks of running an esports business. So I don't know what to think anymore. Obviously, Banks was super emotional, and it was hard not to connect with him and feel bad for him. But moving on from that and looking at this from a whole perspective like Devin Nash is, I really do think FaZe might be in some serious trouble, which, you know, I don't know what to say about that, you know? Clearly something was going on behind the scenes with Tfues and their management, and he wasn't happy about it, and it put him to make a decision like this, where he got a freaking power lawyer, a guy who was in the top 5% in Southern California, to basically go straight at them. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I would love to hear your opinion on this topic. Do you think FaZe is in major trouble? But that's going to be it for me and this video. If you enjoy my content, be sure to drop...